In today's show, is it a bubble or just a drop in the ocean? We'll be putting the Bitcoin $1 trillion milestone into perspective, comparing it to 20 of the most profitable companies in the world, as well as a $280 trillion real estate market. This chart right here puts it all into perspective. Bitcoin has been the greatest performing asset for the last decade, and it's not even close. As you can see right here, it shows you the 10-year compounded annual growth rates for Bitcoin, which is about 200% compared to gold at less than 2%. Also in today's show, I have this bullish price prediction to share with you from Analyst Macro CRG, who says $80,000 Bitcoin in April seems reasonable to me. Also in today's show, Paris Hilton says she is very, very excited about Bitcoin, and she says it is the future. We have to thank Max Kaiser and Stacey Herbert for that. As Max Kaiser points out, we spoke with Paris Hilton extensively about Bitcoin at the Soho, New York City party on September 2018. And you can see in these other pictures right here, Age of Aquarius with Max Kaiser and Paris Hilton. And as the Bitcoin archive points out, Paris Hilton bought Bitcoin years ago. She isn't a sell signal. Touche. Also in today's show, Ethereum breaks out to a new all-time high, surpassing $2,100 as 161 million in Ethereum options expiry tilts towards the bulls. I'll be breaking this down for you in today's show. Also in today's episode, Bitcoin is facing an unprecedented supply shock, which will surpass $2 million per Bitcoin, according to on-chain analyst and statistician Willy Woo, who says that as the market runs out of Bitcoin and institutional investors continue to learn of its benefits, Woo expects the market cap to balloon and well surpass that of gold, with the price of a single Bitcoin surpassing the $2 million mark. Quoting him from this interview, once you get a glimpse of something that's easy to access like Bitcoin without the trouble of holding assets like real estate, it's going to take a big chunk out of that. There's no way that Bitcoin is going to stop at the market cap of gold, which is $10 trillion. It's going to go a lot higher, which means that we're going to go into the millions of dollars per Bitcoin, which is hard to believe right now. But if you look at the sheer fundamentals and stretch it over the long term, that's how cheap Bitcoin is today. I'll be breaking down all the highlights for you right here in today's show. Also in today's episode, we'll be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and most all the major altcoins are currently breaking out and in the green. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium Crypto News Alerts every single day, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, if you missed this live event with Tika Twari entitled Crypto's Next $1 Trillion Coin, you can still catch the replay for a limited time. He does reveal the name of this coin, absolutely free. And back in 2016, Tika picked Bitcoin when it was trading at $428. And for those of you who listened to him, you'd be up 120x today as Bitcoin went on to become the world's first $1 trillion coin. But if you missed the boat, don't worry, because Tika believes he discovered the next $1 trillion coin, and you can check it out by clicking the link right down below. It'll take you here. Simply enter your best email address, then click the button that says sign me up, and it will redirect you to this limited time replay. Enjoy, and cheers to crypto's next $1 trillion coin. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host JV. We have a lot to cover, so let's just dive right in. On February 19th, Bitcoin's market cap surpassed $1 trillion for the first time in Bitcoin history. While this was an exciting moment for investors, it also concerned investors that the asset is in a bubble. Now, although a handful of listed companies ever achieved this feat, unlike gold, silver, and Bitcoin, stocks potentially generate earnings, which in turn can be used for buybacks, dividends, or developing additional sources of revenue. On the other hand, as Bitcoin adoption increases, those same companies will likely be forced to move some of their cash positions to non-inflatable assets, just like we witnessed with Tesla putting $1.5 billion into the king of all crypto on their balance sheet, ensuring demand for gold, silver, and Bitcoin. In fact, data shows that diversification between Bitcoin and traditional assets provided better risk-adjusted performance for investors, which is getting increasingly difficult for companies to ignore. Now, Bitcoin continuing to push above the $1 trillion mark is so easy to overlook until one compares it to the market cap of other significant global assets. Now, to date, less than 10 tradable assets have achieved this feat. As you can see right here on your screen, it shows you the world's 20 most profitable companies, with Berkshire Hathaway being number 2, Apple number 3. Now, as depicted on your screen right here, the world's 44 most profitable companies combined generate more than $1 trillion in earnings per year. One must keep in mind that stockholders might as well reinvest their dividends into equities, but some might end up into Bitcoin. That's right. Now let's talk about the $1 trillion market cap and compared to the real estate market. Corporate earnings are not the only flows that may trickle into scarce digital assets. Some analysts estimate that part of the real estate investment, especially those yielding less than inflation, will eventually migrate to riskier assets, including Bitcoin. On the other hand, current holders of lucrative real estate assets might be willing to diversify. Considering the relatively scarce assets available, stocks, commodities, and Bitcoin are likely the beneficiaries of some of this inflow. That's right, as you can see right here, although the world's real estate is estimated to be worth $280.6 trillion, with 22% of the world's total resident asset value in North America, despite the fact that only 6% of the population lives in North America. And it shows you for Europe, it contains 22% of residential assets by value, but only houses 10% of the population. And as you can see, the Bitcoin market cap of $1 trillion truly is a drop in the bucket when compared to a $280 trillion real estate market. This helps put things into perspective. You can see residential is $220 trillion, commercial $33 trillion, while agricultural $27 trillion. Now here's an interesting fact. There's 51.9 million individuals worldwide with $1 million or higher net worth, excluding debt. Despite representing only 1% of the adult population, they collectively hold $173.3 trillion in assets. Even those who are unwilling to sell assets in exchange for Bitcoin, an insignificant 0.6% annual return is enough to create $1 trillion. Now, I personally believe that fiat is the true bubble and Bitcoin is the pin about to pop that bubble. These numbers confirm how a $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin should not be immediately considered a bubble. Maybe those Bitcoin maximalists are correct and global assets are heavily inflated due to lack of scarce and secure options to store wealth. In this case, which doesn't seem obvious, a global scale asset deflation could certainly limit Bitcoin upside potential unless they somehow think a cryptocurrency can extrapolate global wealth, which seems odd. For example, 100 billion flowing into Bitcoin would only be 5% of the trillion yearly corporate dividends and 5% from the global wealth or agricultural real estate returns. Even though the impact on gold's $11 trillion market cap would be negligent, such allocations would certainly play a vital role in Bitcoin's path to becoming a multi-trillion dollar asset. So there you have it. When do you feel the Bitcoin market cap will hit $2 trillion? Let me know in the comments right down below. I definitely feel that is inevitable to occur this year. I feel the crypto market cap as a whole can easily surpass $4 trillion. We're on the cusp of crossing that $2 trillion milestone right now. Now, checking out this tweet from Document in Bitcoin, he shares, Bitcoin has been the greatest performing asset for the last decade, and it's not even close. Checking out this chart right here, it shows you the 10-year compounded annual growth rates, with Bitcoin at 196.7%, with gold at only 1.97%. Sorry, Peter Schiff. We have the S&P 500 at 11.22%, the NASDAQ at just under 17%. We have the U.S. Treasury at 4.5%, Tesla at 63.8%, and Amazon at 33.5%. Now, check out this tweet from Analyst Macro CRG. He tweeted, over the last month, while everyone was on themselves due to the bearish divergences, I was watching the hidden bullish divergence. On the 2-week Bitcoin chart, we've seen the flick up on the RSI and will 100% confirm in 8 days. $80,000 per Bitcoin in April seems reasonable to me. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this bullish price forecast. Now, if you'd like to see the Bitcoin price break out to over $80,000 before the end of this month, smash the like button right down below and drop me a comment. And before I break down our next stories of the day, Paris Hilton is very, very excited about Bitcoin and says it is the future, thanks to Max and Stacy introducing Paris to Bitcoin back in 2018, as you can see in these photos right here. And before I break down the latest with Ethereum breaking out to a new all-time high, surpassing $2,100, as well as Bitcoin facing unprecedented supply shock and will surpass $2 million per Bitcoin, according to on-chain analyst and statistician Willy Woo. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. We can see Bitcoin in the green, up 0.3% for the day, trading above $59,300. I'd love for Bitcoin to retest that critical 60K resistance, flip it into a support so we can test a new all-time high. We have Ethereum up 6% for the day. It broke out yesterday to a new all-time high, surpassing $2,100. Welcome to price discovery mode. We have Polkadot at a new all-time high, up over 17% for the day, trading above $44. We have Chainlink breaking out, up 7% for the day, trading above $32. And as you can see, most all the major altcoins are currently breaking out and in the green. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Paris Hilton is in the news and in the headlines. The socialite turned business mogul Paris Hilton has come out as a Bitcoiner during her recent interview on the Thursday broadcast of CNBC's Closing Bell. The original influencer, who first became known as the scandalous Harris to the Hilton hotel empire, says that that she's been in crypto for a while, potentially front-running many world-famous economists who chose to ignore or dismiss the fledgling asset class. Hilton claims that she is very, very excited about Bitcoin, adding that it is definitely the future. The business-savvy LA native is also preparing to present her first drop of non-fungible tokens, better known as NFTs, this month after collaborating with some incredible artists. While it might be tempting to downplay Hilton's comments as another sign of the market froth, she was actually credited with setting many trends, from being paid to attend parties to allegedly inventing selfies with Britney Spears. Hilton's perfume empire has also generated over $2.5 billion in sales over the past 15 years. The businesswoman's net worth has surpassed $300 million, despite her grandfather, Baron Hilton, donating her inheritance to charity in 2007. Now, we got to give credit where credit is due. Here's some photos that Max Kaiser and Stacy just posted showing you that we spoke with Paris Hilton extensively about Bitcoin at this Soho, New York City party on September 2018. As you can see right here on your screen, and there's some more photos. Age of Aquarius. Hey, shout out to all Aquarius. Just saying, you can see Max and Paris right here. And as the Bitcoin archive points out, Paris Hilton bought Bitcoin years ago. She isn't a sell signal. Touche. And before I break down our next story of the day, with the Ethereum price reaching price discovery mode, surpassing $2,100 as an all-time high, as 161 million in Ethereum options, expiry tilts towards the bulls, as well as Bitcoin facing unprecedented supply shock and will surpass $2 million per Bitcoin, according to on-chain analyst Willy Woo. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just under that $2 trillion mark. When do you feel we're likely to break that $2 trillion milestone? Let me know in the comments right down below. We have 152 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and current Bitcoin dominance at 56.8%, and the current Bitcoin market cap sitting above $1.1 trillion. Now, checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have Holo up 39%, trading at 2.5 cents. Dent up 28%, trading at 1.8 cents. BitTorrent up 27%, trading at 0.007, and Helium up 23%, trading at $16.81. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. With no short-term solution in sight for the surge in network fees, some investors are afraid that Ethereum price could face a correction. The EIP 1559 proposal is set to be bundled with the impending London upgrade, and this will change the gas fee structure, but traders are left to deal with high fees until then. That's right, the gas fees on the Ethereum blockchain right now are absolutely outrageous, and they need a solution ASAP. The flexible block size proposal aims for a more predictable fee pricing model, but this upgrade is scheduled for July, so we still have quite some time to wait, meaning in the short term, Ethereum could be subject to price pressure. Adding to this, miners have been expressing concerns as the new proposal aims to burn part of the fees to create scarcity, reducing their income by up to 50%. To prepare for the downside events, professional traders usually buy protective put options without reducing their positions, especially those farming and staking with high yields. Although these are generally costly for longer term periods, the trades are also offered weekly or bi-weekly at some exchanges. Now, the put to call ratio favors the bears, but there is more to it. Unlike futures contracts, options are divided into two segments. We have call options, which are buy options, which allow the buyer to acquire Ethereum at a fixed price on the expiry date. Generally speaking, these are used on either neutral arbitrage trades or bullish strategies. Meanwhile, the put options, which are the sell options, are commonly used as protection from negative price swings. To understand how these competing forces are balanced, one should compare the calls and put option size at each expiry price strike. For those unfamiliar with option strategies, Cointelegraph recently explained how to minimize losses despite keeping a bullish position. And right here on your screen, you're looking at Ethereum April 9 expiry open interest. The above chart shows that Ethereum's April 9 expiry holds 77,800 Ether contracts worth $161 million at the current $2,070 level. Meanwhile, the call put ratio favors more bearish put options by 11%, dominating the strikes below $1,850. Meanwhile, bullish call options have crowded the scene above $1,900. Now, despite the imbalance, the net impact leans bullish. That's right, options markets are an all-in or nothing type of game, meaning they either have value or become worthless if trading above the call strike price, or the opposite for the put option holders. The balance between the call and put options initially showed a call to put ratio favoring the more bearish put options, but nevertheless, by excluding the put options 25% below the current price, the net result clearly favors the bulls. This reinforces the view that April 9th expiry should not be deemed bearish. So there you have it. Let me know if you're bullish on the second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, better known as Ether. And before I break down our final story of the day, Bitcoin is facing unprecedented supply shock and will surpass $2 $2 million per Bitcoin, according to on-chain analyst and statistician Willy Woo. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 730 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. I have a daily letter which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. To subscribe, visit letter.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also have a blog I update daily, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button right below this video to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. You can also find me on all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes. You can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Crypto News Yes. And for those of you active on Facebook, I do have a private crypto Facebook group entitled Crypto Alchemy. To join it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you active on Telegram, I do have a private crypto Telegram chat, which is uncensored. To join it, click this link, request to join, and I'll be sure to plug you in. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day. Bitcoin trader and analyst Willy Woo says a growing Bitcoin supply crisis will launch the asset towards a multi-trillion-dollar evaluation. In a new interview on Real Vision, Willy Woo explains that by following the movement of Bitcoin into and out of exchanges, it's clear that Bitcoin supplies are drying up. That's right, we're on the cusp of an incoming Bitcoin supply crisis. The analyst expects the market to see a supply crunch even more drastic than the one which caused the flagship crypto to rise in price by roughly 2,000% in 2017. Quoting Willy Woo right here, we can see this form tracking the flows of coins out of the exchanges, where typically people speculate or buy and sell their coins, and they have a set inventory, some of which is allocated for speculation. We've just seen unprecedented amount of depletion of that inventory. And he continues, if you look back in the 2017 bull market, we saw like 5-month depletion of inventory, and that was enough to propel the Bitcoin bull market of 2017 right up to the $20,000 mark, from what initially was about $1,000 to $1,500 when the inventory depletion ended. And now we're in the zone of the Lehman's 12-month of inventory depletion. As the market runs out of Bitcoin and institutional investors continue to learn of its benefits, Willy Woo expects the market cap to balloon and well surpass that of gold, which is currently about a $10 trillion market cap, with the Bitcoin price surpassing the $2 million mark. He goes on to share right here, once you get a glimpse of something that's easy to access like Bitcoin without the trouble of holding assets like real estate, it's going to take a big chunk out of that. There's no way that Bitcoin is going to stop at the market cap of gold, which is $10 trillion. It's going to go a lot higher, which means that we're going to go into the millions of dollars per Bitcoin, which is hard to believe right now. But if you look at the sheer fundamentals and stretch it over the long term, that's how cheap Bitcoin is today. Touche. I couldn't agree more. I feel it's inevitable $1 million Bitcoin price or multi-millions of dollars per BTC. I predict a $1 million Bitcoin price by the year 2025. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. Woo also anticipates that as Bitcoin matures and the asset gains a larger share of the market, it's unlikely that future Bitcoin bear markets will be as harsh or volatile as those of the past. There's a general trend downwards, and there's no crazy predictable trend downwards in volatility. So I think actually we're due to start to drop down in the lower volatility range that well. I don't have the charts right on hand, but I think it will surprise a lot of people how low the volatility can drop and be on a certain part of the size of the capital base. Volatility drops to zero because it becomes a new monetary base. If it does become this unit of account, obviously there's different variations on that theme. That could be a basket of assets that becomes the new monetary base. But ultimately, the volatility will drop very, very low because there is new monetary standard, which is a part of it. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Willy Woo's $2 million Bitcoin price prediction. And now for a quick recap of what I cover with you right here in today's show. Is it a bubble or just a drop in the ocean? Putting Bitcoin's $1 trillion milestone into perspective, as I broke down with you, Bitcoin has been the greatest performing asset for the last decade, and it's not even close, as you can see right here on your screen. And as analyst Macro CRG points out, $80,000 per Bitcoin in April seems reasonable to me. Also in today's show, I shared that Paris Hilton is very, very excited about Bitcoin and says it's the future. Thanks to Max Kaiser and Stacy Herbert for introducing Bitcoin to Paris Hilton back in 2018, as you can see right here in these photos. And as the Bitcoin archive points out, Paris Hilton bought Bitcoin years ago. She isn't a sell signal. Also in today's show, I shared Ethereum broke out to a new all-time high, surpassing $2,100 and now in price discovery mode as 161 million in Ethereum options expiry tilts towards the bulls. Also in today's show, I shared that Bitcoin is facing unprecedented supply shock and will surpass $2 million per Bitcoin, according to on-chain analyst and statistician Willy Woo. So where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go from here? Let me know in the comments right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. And real quick, before I go, if you missed Tika Tawari's live event entitled Crypto's Next $1 Trillion Coin, you can still check out the replay for a limited time by clicking the link right down below. It'll take you here. Simply enter your best email address, then click the button that says sign me up. Tika picked Bitcoin back in 2016 when it was trading at $428, which went on to become the world's first $1 trillion coin. And if you would have listened to him back then, you'd be up 120x. But if you missed the boat, not to worry, because Tika believes he discovered the next $1 trillion coin. And as you watch it, he's going to reveal the name of this coin absolutely free. So if you missed it, again, go ahead and check it out. Click the link right down below. Watch the replay, enjoy, and cheers to the next $1 trillion coin. And I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.